going to tell you a story of a metamorphosis.
The title of the show, Metamorphoses, was pretty much the emergence into spring from this 13-month winter that I've been calling the pandemonium of the pandemic. So it's not really a coincidence. I mean, it is celebrating spring, but it's also celebrating the reemergence of back into life.
A lot of people are being inside of their homes and they haven't been able to, entertain themselves. Now when they get here, they actually feel that they're really engaging with something that is extraordinary, that they can actually relate to. And because everybody's going through the transformation, through the metamorphosis, everybody get out of here getting something happy about themselves.
Metamorphosis was a word that we figured everybody was going through, emerging from their cocoon, hopefully gaining their wings. And we set out to create this new production. And it was topical, being that we're coming out of the pandemic, and topical that we're going into spring. And we try to, in the word, encapsulate all of that. It's the first time we reintroduced circus and aerial acts back into our show. It's been pretty magical to be able to have dancers and singers and musicians once again, because that was all limited before. Now we can do it.
And the ones that rabbits give you can make you 10 feet tall.
So this one's a bit of an odyssey. In Metamorphosis, we decided to go all the way back 125 million years ago.
When I was just a hatchling, I saw a growing light. Out of the sky, a star fell down and sent us to an endless night.
So we figured that was the first metamorphosis, that asteroid that blasted out the dinosaurs and uprises through millions of years, sapient. So we start there as a metamorphosis.
I saw the crater, I saw the flame, watched the world go dark and cold, but saw little mammals too as they hid themselves like gold, and then emerged from the fire, blinking in the grimy mist. Without the burning, without the death, primates wouldn't exist.
We should tell them the story. All right, the story. We came along after the flames, after the day the dinosaurs died. The world was burned, but we survived in our underground hide.
This particular garden we call the Flutterby Garden. We're actually writing a novel that takes place in the house. Instead of saying butterflies, we said Flutterby. So the Flutterby Garden goes from the egg to the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly to the death. So you're really going through the whole arc of a butterfly in this one garden.
The last part of my life is thought to be the most beautiful, but really I think the change is quite the miracle. See, though all my mind dissolved away, somehow I still know the path that I have always followed to find my way back home. It's true, I won't live very long. This little body's tired, and all it's really for is to mate and be admired. But as I wither, I will see a caterpillar, just like me, look around and see the sky and finally get to breathe. Trying to preserve just means trying to make it all stop. One little action, one little thing, and the world around you drops. So let me live and let me go.
And there was a butterfly that was native to this land called the Xerxes blue. So we even portrayed that character, brought that butterfly back to life, and tell that story of what used to live right here in this spot, which no longer exists.
The sand dunes used to be my home until the humans came. They said that they would build a home that suited just themselves. And that would have been okay, only if they thought of us as well. I am a kind of flutterby, what's called the Xerxes blue. I used to live out by the sea, safe in my pretty dunes. Really though, I don't think they meant to be quite so very lethal. But one day I blinked, and the dunes were gone, and there were no more flutterbys.
Shows how humanity and the animal world, the natural world, evolve or don't evolve together sometimes, but just making people aware.
It's an immersive experience. In here, you will immerse with about 20 artists, and they're all going to talk to you. You're going to be part of the story. You're not just sitting on a theater and watching a play or a show. In here, you're actually being part of this whole experience.
I've been waiting so long for you to
Open this door. The world is different. The world is different than it was before.
This is a real daydream where you can just escape completely from any tasks or mundane things that might burden you. Be here, be present, go nuts, say what you want to say, do what you want to do, express yourself how you want to express. Be even intimate with one another. It's wonderful to see pods being able to hug and kiss and laugh and be together as a unit. I think that's something that's going to be very healing for the world as we reopen, to be able to touch again. For our ending, we revived some famous rockers that we have to sometimes tell our younger audience to Google because they're not familiar with them, but Cyndi Lauper and Prince. So we turned to Cyndi Whopper and Prance, the artist formerly known as Prance.
It goes something like this. It's very important. And we're going to take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. And it's going to go like this.
Just ends with an upbeat, inquisitive way of sort of assigning you a random word that probably is something that's missing in your life, that we say, go back out in the world and better yourself, better someone else with whatever this rock and roll word might be. I think we're all rockers at heart.
It's the end of the show as we know it. It's the end of the show as we know it. And I need chocolate. All right.
So the idea here is that we're going to entertain, but we're going to entertain you in a way that you can be elevated, that you come out of here thinking that you are a superhero and you can change the world.